which I know you said before, but were you surprised at all that you didn't get the call?
A little bit. I mean, you understand that, you always think that video numbers or just the overall feeling you get, you think you're going to be in, but you always just want to come in, optimistic, and you understand all those guys that made it deserved it, and they all had a heck of a year and stuff like that. So, I'm happy for those guys. Congratulations to them, and hopefully we'll be playing in the Super Bowl. So that's our goal.
Victor, how excited are you for this matchup, Cowboys-Giants, NFC East?
We're very excited, man. Anytime we get to play the Cowboys for all the marbles, everything, tension will be high, and it's going to be a great game. It makes for a great environment. I'm sure, the Giants fans will all be ready for it, and they'll be, at the game in full force. So I'm very excited for it.
How much confidence does last week's win give you?
Gives us a lot of confidence, and granted that, we still left a lot of plays out there. We didn't start the game off very well and stuff like that. So that's stuff we have to work on, and we feel very confident going into this game that if we do all those things right, we'll come out the victor.
Have you not been around long enough to have developed a tuck-level hatred for the Cowboys, or
not
being
just
from
yet.
here?
Not just yet. Being from here and being a former Cowboy fan, none of that hatred just yet. I mean, I just, of course you want to go in there. You understand the rivalry. You understand that, a lot of Giants fans don't like the Cowboys and stuff like that. But you just want to go in and play your game and just come out and win. Regardless of who we play, how any of us feel about the team, we have to go in and make sure we win this game.
How big a Cowboy fan were you?
I don't want to answer that.
Be honest.
I was a pretty big one, man. I was pretty upset when we lost to the Giants a couple of years back when I was in college and stuff like that. I didn't talk to people for a while, so I was a pretty avid Cowboy fan.
Did you have an Emmett jersey or?
No, I had a Deion jersey. I had the old throwback Deion jersey, so that was cool.
Victor, so for a kid that grew up a Cowboy, what's this like when you play against the Cowboys for the NFC East?
It's huge. It's huge. We think about my dad the whole time. He was the one who made me a Cowboy fan. So it's just gonna be one of those those games you dream about playing in your whole life. And I'm excited for the opportunity. Excited to make some big plays against them, and overall excited to potentially get this win. How was he?
How did he become one?
I don't know. Just since birth, he just liked them, and the whole America's team thing. And he was just all for it. I guess he was kind of, his personality said Cowboys, so it was just one of those things where he just loved that team.
So how exciting was it for you? I think you scored.
Oh no, I didn't
no,
score. But I had a few catches that game, and to be there and in that stadium, in that arena, that stadium, it was just it was an amazing feeling. I had goosebumps and stuff going into that game, so it was just it was huge for me.
Did you ever go to Texas Stadium?
No, that was the first time. Yeah.
Victor, what about getting the experience against Newman and Jenkins and going against some of their secondary? How much will that help you this time around?
I think it'll help me a lot. Initially that was my first time going against those guys, and I watched a lot of film, but you don't really get to see it unless you're out there. So, I know them a little bit better now, and I know some of their tendencies and stuff like that. So it should be a pretty good matchup, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
Does it help you playing them so close? I mean, just a couple of weeks ago you played.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Helps playing them. We played them a few weeks ago, so they can't change up too much of their stuff. So they're probably going to keep it the same, or maybe mix in a wrinkle here and there. But for the most part, we know what they want to do. We know what they like to do and stuff like that. So we have to be prepared individually to just face their defense.
When you sense the locker room, everybody really up for this. Is there a little special buzz?
Definitely, you can kind of feel everybody gearing up, everybody's focused and stuff like that. So it's definitely a different feeling being in the locker room now. Everybody knows what's at stake, and you can kind of see the sense of urgency and feel it with all the players.
You guys lead the league in receptions of 40 or more yards this year, and in past years that hadn't been the case or even close to it. I'm curious what might have changed, or what about your route running? You've accounted for a lot of them. What do you think has helped explain that?
I don't know, man. It's just kind of those things where coach is putting us in position to make some big plays, and our whole receiving coach is taking advantage of it. We've caught the ball and been able to make some moves after the catch and do some positive things and raise that average up to where it is, and it's just a testament to this offense and how many people can get open and how many opportunities we have to make big plays.
Obviously, you'd like to score on every reception, I'm sure, but some routes are designed for shorter yardage.
Most definitely.
But is there anything with the design of the routes you're running in particular, or some of your teammates that have facilitated that?
I don't think so. Everything's pretty basic. If you want to get a 10-yard first down, we'll run a play to design that, and if we want to go deep, we'll call a play to design that. And just that, it just so happens that some of those short routes, us as a core, we're pretty good, and we can make one or two guys miss and turn that into a 20, 30-yard gain. So, it's just us as individuals, we pride ourselves on being hard to tackle and just making some guys miss and doing some good things.
When you see a shootout like that, a lot of passing yards, a lot of those big plays like he's talking about, within 4 weeks of the next game, do you think, okay, it's just going to be a lot more of that?
I think so. I think we have to have some big plays. We have to make some things happen in order to change the momentum and keep the momentum in our favor throughout the course of the game. So I do see us having a lot of big plays and doing a lot of good things, and we have to run the ball as well to keep the defense honest and stuff like that. So I see a good mix of running pass and big plays will all be in there.
You're going to say you can go they could plug up a lot of the things that led to those plays, or it could just be, again, more of the same. You think it'll be more towards the second end of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think, in order for us to do well, we have to have those big plays in there, man, those play action passes and stuff like that. But in order for those to open up, the run has to be dominant, which I think we did a good job of that the first time we played them. We ran the ball very well, which led to, play action pass. And of course, Eli just doing a great job bringing us back and scoring as quick as he could that first time, that first meeting against them. And, it should be a good game.
Do you know Miles Austin?
No, I don't know.
Did you ever play against him in high school?
No, he was a little older than I was, so we didn't play against each other.
But you ever come across him any, all-star games or anything?
Not yet, no.
All right.
This is one of those questions where you're going to say, I caught a 99-yarder. I don't know what game you're talking about. But it seems like the last 2 weeks, the passing game hasn't been putting up the kind of numbers. Does it feel like that to you guys? Does it feel like there's something different?
Funny enough, it really doesn't. I mean, it's just been some certain opportunities that we've missed, and we've had a few drops as a core and some uncharacteristic stuff coming from us. But we feel like everything's still in our favor. We feel like all the big plays are still there, and we just have to capitalize on them.
Does the weather have anything to do with that?
I think initially it did. In the Washington game, initially kind of we had some cold hands out there maybe and stuff like that. But I think that second game against the Jets, we made an effort. We kind of put in a no sleeve rule and kind of just kind of mentally just told ourselves to man up and accept the challenge of the cold, because it's something we have to get through. So I think if we come in with that same mentality, we'll be all right.
It's probably going to be cold for the rest of the
Thanks for the reminder.
You may have to go to Green Bay soon. Too.
Very true, and that we all know it gets frigid up there. So it's just a mental thing, man. If we can get over it mentally, that the cold shouldn't be a factor for us, I think we'll be all right.
Victor, last game of the regular season. It is the last game for everybody's season. How about that? The spotlight for you guys on Sunday night, and everybody watching to see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be huge, man. It's going to be a great game, I'm predicting. And, we just have to come in and play disciplined football like we did against the Jets. And, even though against the Jets we left some plays out there, had some drops and things like that, we just have to make sure we're on top of our game. And it should be an exciting game, and hopefully we can come out, the winners.
You know how motivated they're going to be after what you guys did down there. To have to prepare for the kind of usual first 5-minute rush that these guys are going to put on you.
Yeah, we know it's going to be a dogfight. We know we have to come out to a good start and counter what they say or what they do to us. And I think if we come out disciplined, like I said, and we come out strong and we come out and put some points up on that first drive, I think it'll kind of put them back on their heels a little bit, and we'll carry the game on from there. But I think the biggest key is getting off to a solid start.
I asked you about these 40-yard receptions. Eli said actually, at least for his measure, 20-yarders are the ones he really tries to gauge himself on, engage the core on.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you share that view? Do you guys have like a board in the room about 20-yard games or whatever? Or is that sort of the benchmark, I guess, for you guys?
I think so. We do a kind of a checklist after every game and see big play passes are usually passes over 20 yards. And so that's probably what we bench it on. But any added yards we can get after that, it's just a bonus.
But 20 yards is sort of like the the
kind
first
of
standard.
exactly of a big play pass. Yeah.
Is there any friendly rivalry or competition among the guys in the receiving room?
Nah. As long as whoever's making plays and doing some good things, that's all we care about.
It has been uncanny, sort of whether you found yourself in those situations or what, but you've been getting a lot of those big plays. A lot of it's been yards. But what is the trick to sort of making that work? I mean, some of those are almost instinctual. This one where you've been spinning away from people, it's almost like eyes in the back of your head type thing.
Yeah.
What is that? How does that happen?
I don't know. It's kind of just natural ability. You kind of just catch the ball and you kind of feel where the defenders are and you kind of just make a move and try to get as many yards as you can. I kind of pride myself on that because I just try to make myself as hard to tackle as possible. So the more yards I can get after the catch, the closer we can get to the end zone, or if I can score, then the better.
All right. Both these teams have had a lot of success in the fourth quarter. This game one or two.
I hope not. But you know, a game of this intensity, a game of this kind of tension and passion that's going to be out there. You know, berth for the playoffs. It's definitely going to be a tough fight the whole game. But hopefully we can come out and do some good things and get an early lead and kind of keep it, and so it doesn't come down to that nail biting, fourth quarter, last drive kind of thing. So hopefully it doesn't get to that. But you never know, and if it does, we have to be prepared.
You said something the other day we were talking about, growing up. I mean, especially when you're up in Massachusetts. Did you have a hard time staying in school?
Yeah, initially I had some tough moments academically coming in and out of school. So I had to come home a few times and take some courses and stuff like that. But ultimately I got back in there my redshirt sophomore year, and I was able to stay in there and get my degree.
Because you seem to be a fairly intelligent kid. Were you surprised that you struggled in school? Or?
A little bit. I mean, a lot of it had to do with just being a knucklehead and mom not being there and me wanting to, just being on my own. So that was largely the reason why academically I was suffering a little bit. So that was probably the reason.
Interesting tonight. Sunday night Jersey. Jersey guys.
Very true.
Big
Very
receivers.
True. Exactly. It should be a good one.
You thought about that at all? I mean,
not really, man. I'm thinking about so many other things. That's kind of the last thing that's on my mind. But two Jersey guys playing in Jersey, it should be a good battle.
When you have a quarterback who's been there before and performed in big games, as obviously Eli has, is that important, or is every season, every big game very different? Do you think?
I think that's very important, mainly because you have a guy that's experienced in those situations, and you have a guy that knows how to handle himself in those situations. He doesn't panic. He doesn't get overly flustered or anything like that. So to have a guy like that that's been there and done that is definitely a huge factor for us.
You've seen it so many times this season. Where do you rank the one to go ahead in the Dallas game, the 2-minute drive there? Where does that one fall in?
That was huge. That might be ranked 1 or 2 in there, right next to the Patriots one. And just because being down 2 scores and coming back, scoring quickly, and then getting the ball back, defense doing a great job getting them 3 and out, and then we get the ball back and just drive right back down the field. It's just an amazing feeling, man. And I'm glad that a guy like Eli is able to do that and keep us all calm and all in the midst of it.
Because we asked you a lot of questions at the time, like what was he like in the huddle, and looking back on it now, like does anything stand out to you? Because at the time it didn't really. You were like, no, he was just the same as he always is. Does anything pop into your head?
Nothing really stands out. He's just calm. He doesn't yell. He doesn't get flustered. He's just telling us the plays, and we're lining up and just executing. So it's never anything to get out of character. He's never, feeling like he's got to yell at us or get people's attention because we're all locked in and stuff like that. So he's just always cool, calm, and collective, and he's getting the job done.
I wanted to ask you about Brandon. I know you've known him since last year, but this year being out in the field. It was the Dallas game he kind of emerged as well. Have you seen a difference in him? Does he seem a little, I don't know, happy to never good word with him, but does he seem a little bit more personality coming through? What have you seen?
I've seen him. He's got a little bit of spunk back in his step, a little bounce back in his step. In practice, he's kind of hitting that extra gear that we normally like to see him at. And I think he's at a good place right now. I think he's running the ball very effectively. I think he's really using his size against people and lowering our shoulder and letting people feel him a little bit. So, I like where he's at right now. I don't want to bother him. I don't want to do anything to him.
What's his role for this?
I like it. I like it.
What's his role for this team when it's like the coming out of the tunnel, the stomping, the yelling? Like, what's his role that way?
He gets us pumped up. He gets us ready to play. And
has he done it the whole season, or have there been some games where he was a little bit?
No, he's done it the whole season.
Okay, so that didn't seem to change to you?
Not at all. Not at all. He's our emotional leader. He's the guy that gets us pumped up before every game, during pregame and stuff like that when we first get out there. And, he just says some things to get us riled up, and that's kind of been his job all season. He loves to do it.
Right.
So, we love what he brings for us.
You had that experience last week that you were sort of amazed by where your words got turned around. You felt a little bit with the Reeves and stuff. What do you make of guys like Brandon who can just throw it the hell out there? I mean, what
I don't know. I mean, to each his own is what I like to say. And like I said, Brandon's a very passionate guy, and when stuff is on his sleeve or when he feels disrespected in any way, he likes to come out and say it. And as a teammate, I'm behind him 100%. And I'm with him, and whatever he feels is we all feel that way, and it's just one of those things where he's going to say what he wants to say.
Right, I was going to say, does the locker room sometimes benefit from maybe at least having one of those guys who just
I think every
team
has one of those guys where you kind of just, you want to tame him, but there's nothing you can do about it. So, Brandon's that guy, and he's good with me in my book.
And on the flip side, Justin also spoke about feeling so much more like himself. Did you see a difference in Justin? I know he's not on your side of the ball, but he's in your locker room. Did you see?
Definitely. He's also got some spunk back in his step. You know what I mean? Especially whenever you hear Tuck talking, whenever he's getting everybody pumped up, offense, defense, special teams.
During the game?
During the game, practice. When you hear him talking a lot, it's going to be a good week, and Justin's feeling good, and he's going to be ready to play.
How was he today?
Same way, pumped up. He's out there talking to everybody, and he's in a good mood. So that's how you know it's going to be a. Is
his talking like encouraging or just what is it like?
Sometimes it's just to talk. You know what I'm saying? Just to be in our ears. Part of it's encouraging, letting us know that he's with us, and letting us know, he's going to be ready to play and so should we and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of both.
How do you find that balance between Eli's calm and Brandon's fire?
I don't know. It's tough. They kind of cancel each other out. So you hear Eli's soft-mannered voice, and you hear his soft tone and how he talks to people, and then you hear Brandon yelling in the huddle or yelling at, whatever the case may be. I don't even know what he's yelling at half the time. But it kind of balances each other out. You know what you're going to expect from Brandon. You know what you're going to expect from Eli. So you just, you take it in stride and you handle each of them differently.
Did you play defense somewhere along the way, Victor?
I played defense in high school. I was a high
imagine
school
a guy like that running over you?
Oh, God. I'm going for his ankles every time. There's no way I'm trying to hit him straight up.
That's Brandon's at his best, right?
Exactly.
It's the fourth quarter and he's been hitting you or running into you most of the game?
Yeah, he's wearing you down. That fourth quarter comes around. He's low on his shoulder.
Although it was gradually, so the real pig.
Very true.